Hello there guys, and welcome back to World of Warships. Today, we are taking a look at the Gearing, in which I had a very good game. Pardon me. Oh, that's a weird voice. So, you know, as I always do in these videos, I talk for about 4, maybe 5, 6 minutes about the ship, and I always said Garrett, I mean the port, obviously. And I go over the stats, go over the, the ships, the guns, and the number of flag guns, etc., etc. And after that, I show you a game or two. The game I'm going to show you is really awesome. At least I thought it was a pretty good game. So let's move on to the ship. Gonna open all these tabs for a second so you can see everything. Starting at the top, survivability rates are 35 out of 100. Obviously, it's a destroyer. I think 35 is already way too high for this. The combat capability is less than 20k. The armor is negligible. Of course, we're talking about a destroyer. Armor shouldn't be a thing. HP 20,000. It's okay. I mean, it's more than 19,300. I mean, a destroyer, every little bit of HP helps when you're trying to, do that last bit of damage before you die. So there's nothing really, to write home about there. Artillery. This is the main thing, in my opinion. It only scored a 27, and that's not really fair because you get 3 127mm guns, which I think are, or turrets, which I think are 5-inch guns, if I'm not mistaken. So you get 6 5-inch or 6 127mm barrels divided in 3 batteries or 3 turrets. And the good thing about them is the fire rate is 20 rounds per minute. This means that you can dish out a shell. You can dish out 6 shells every 3 seconds. And of course, the damage, as you can see, is not that high. But imagine in a DD fight where you're fighting the tier 10 Japanese destroyer. You are definitely going to out DPM him with your guns. And that's a very important thing in a DD, I think. It's a very powerful DD, especially when it comes to the main guns. So the number of 27 here, maybe that's compared to like battleships and stuff, but for a DD, these guns are actually awesome. Moving on to the torpedoes, which scored a 37, we have 2 Penta launchers. I'll just say Penta launcher. It's probably wrong, but Penta is 5. So wait, that's the wrong button. Sorry. Wow. So we have 2 torpedo launchers with 5 torpedoes in each one. So that's of course 10 torpedoes you can fire in a volley with the cool. They basically shoot over the deck kind of thing. So you could be here like a torpedo launch over your face. The range is 16.5 kilometers, which is quite good. The torpedo speed is also quite good at 66 knots. The torpedo damage is okay at 18,000. The reload time is more than 2 minutes, which is kind of a shame. But the thing is, these torpedoes are quite a bit less than that of the Shermanator, the tier 10 Japanese destroyer. But you have to realize, though, that it's either about the torpedoes or it's about the guns. It cannot be about both, sadly enough. So in here, you clearly see that the I would like to call the Gearing a gunboat almost, whereas the Shermanator is more of a torpedo boat. Moving on to the A guns, it scores a 35 out of 100. We have 12 single 20mm Oerlikon M Mark IVs on here. We have 2 double 40mm Bofors. We have 2 quadruple 40mm Bofors, and these do not work as AA guns yet because there's no flak shells for them. And people have been calling me an idiot and a dumbass and, oh my god, it's a totally stupid Sherman on the Atlanta video. But as long as there is no flak shells or any sort of shells that can take out planes, because believe me, well, an AP or an HE shell will take out a plane, but for a direct hit it's very hard. These guns are not capable of shooting down planes as of right now. Maybe in a near future there will be flak shells you can load next to AP and HE. I don't know, but for now, don't count these guns into AA yet. The maximum speed is 37 knots, quite fast. It's the Shermanator is only 3 knots faster. Turning circle radius is quite short, of course, it's a destroyer, so it makes sense. The rudder shift time is very short, it's a very small ship. Doesn't have a large rudder, so it's easy to move that around. The concealment is 78. The surface detectability range is a 9.2 kilometers, and the air detectability range is a 4.3. It's pretty good. I mean, with some upgrades, you can get that down a little bit. You know, like you can take off like a kilometer of both, I think, or half a kilometer. In the end, it's a very good destroyer, especially in closer up duels with those you know, triple mounted triple. Triple 127mm guns. It's really good. The 3-second reload speed is just amazing, and you will absolutely scare people. Like, you will scare them shitless when they find out, like, a tier 8 destroyer coming up against this has got no chance, because you're just going to be able to fire so many shells into him per minute, where he's like, you know, like, there's this no survival. Basically, you can fire 6 shells every reload, so you can reload 20 times in a minute, or 19 times. Let's say 20 times to make it easier. You can reload 20 times in a minute, so that's 20 times 6. That's 120 shells you can lob into an enemy ship. And if you're talking about a destroyer, 1 AP shell can do 2,300 damage, or 2,400 damage. So a full volley can do like 13,000 damage. So imagine the damage you could do to cruisers and destroyers in a minute. I'm not even going to calculate that, because that would be a little bit too much math. And to be fair, you won't always get the maximum shell damage, etc., etc. Anyway, with that all being said, and me talking for way too long, let's move on to the actual game, which in my opinion was a really good one. And yeah, let's go. So, as I said, we are taking out the Gearing today, and if you look at the maps, and well, not the map, but the number of players, especially the number of players in DD, it's as a guy says in chat, it's a DD Wars, it's a DD Fest. This was I think the day, or maybe the day after, that people could buy the packs for you know, the Sims and the Grimshayev and the Yubari, and then people could get into the game. You know, they basically got access to the game that same time. So that's why there's a lot of people in DDs in this particular game or this video. The Gearing with a tier 10, pardon me. Gearing with the tier 10 American tanks, wow, sorry, I'm sorry, I just came from playing World of Tanks, so I wanted to say World of Tanks Destroyer, but obviously it's a destroyer. So I had the destroyer part, I had correct, I guess. But yeah, the destroyer, the tier 10 American Navy, the Gearing, really differs from the Shermanator, which is the Japanese tier 10 destroyer, especially in the fact that the Shermanator is built for torpedoes with 3 turrets, which with 6 barrels, or 6 guns basically, or 6 shots per time, or per volley. But those guns were loaded in about 9 to 10 seconds, I believe. Last time I checked, they did change them a little bit. It might be 7 or 8 seconds. I think 8, somewhere between 8 and 10 seconds. Whereas the Gearing reloads his 3 turrets with 2 barrels each, or 6 shots, in, well, a little bit. It kind of depends on the upgrades, but I think it's 3 seconds, which is awesome. By the way, here I'm just you know, shooting down some planes, not a lot, just like 1 or 2 of the enemy carrier group going for our battleships, and I decided to go down here mainly because I like this area around A on the map. It's confined, there's islands, it's very easy to hide as a destroyer. First shot that hits me comes out of nowhere and destroys my rear turret. That sucked, and I know you guys will say, oh my god, press R, but a destroyed turret cannot be repaired. It's just dead for the remainder of the game. I evade these torpedoes easily. Of course, you know, hey, I'm a destroyer. That's what I do. Evading torpedoes is my life. And I decided to go in here via this way, not the other way around, because everybody's going there, and there's nobody of our team going, you know, using this way. See the smoke screen? I'm like, okay, there's a smoke screen. Destroyer must have passed here. Forgot to turn off my AA, and that's when the following happens. There's an Amagi behind the mountains, and then I was like, shit, I'm being shot at by secondary armament from a ship. I'm not sure, this could be a destroyer, battleship, or whatever. The guy does like 8 or 6,000 damage. It's a, that's not good. This is a Miyoko, I think. It's a tier 7 Japanese cruiser. I quickly launched 2 volleys of torpedoes, tight spread. First volley misses, second volley obliterates Miyoko. He is definitely not going to come back from that one. I, however, have lost more than... Well, I'm pretty much down to a third, a little bit more than a third of my health. There's another destroyer coming right at me. I load AP because AP is way better against destroyers than HE. It's hot so hard. Look at that fire rate. Holy shit, just kaboom. I can keep up the fire doing this. He's not going to be able to keep the fire up as much as I can. I got 2 kills in quick succession. I got shot at behind by another destroyer. There's the Amagi that I was talking about earlier. There's a Fubuki behind me. Knowing that I'm on such low health, my torpedoes are still a minute away from reloading. I've only got 2 guns, so I don't really fancy going up against the Amagi, especially not with this health and with this 2 guns. So I fire some volleys. Obviously he's not paying attention to me, and I'm just able to spray down range. I actually helped capturing point A, which is good. I probably should have loaded HE here, which I do from that point on. Trying to set him on fire, you know, do some extra damage basically. Doing 90 damage is barely tickling him when he has like, I think like 80,000 health or whatever. Luckily I pay attention to the left bottom of my screen and I see that there's I was almost hit an island, so I turned my ship around. I get hit again for like 400 damage I think, so I'm still pretty much alright. Oh, there's another volley coming in from the Fubuki who is chasing me. I'm trying to run away to my battleship friends over here who are also in a fight with that Amagi. Amagi decides to, for some reason, fire at me and not at you know, one of our BBs. Luckily, he misses me. I shoot down 1 or 2 of these torpedo planes, trying to basically just stay in the fight. You know, like keep being able to spot people. You know, keep being able to launch a torpedo volley. Maybe they can kill someone or shoot another one of these torpedo planes down. So I'm basically turning back around, trying to ambush the Fubuki, and you can just see the Amagi losing like 10k or 15k health. The guy's down to half his health at about 33 to 35k. There's destroyers, you can see them. I cannot really point at the map quadrants. Actually, I can, hang on. It's C5, C6 actually. Charlie 6 on the map. You can see there's at least 2, but probably even 3 enemy destroyers. And there's a couple of battleships and cruisers of the enemy in the middle of the map. So far, it's not looking good for our score. We're about 200 points behind. They've got Bravo and Charlie. We're in control of Alpha. But, you know, I'm not really in the mood, especially not with this health, to go inside Bravo. I popped some smoke because I knew I was going to come across the Amagi. Sorry, I didn't pop smoke. That was the enemy. Sorry, I thought I popped smoke. That was the smoke from someone else that was still going on there. I look at the Amagi a couple of times. Like, should I torpedo this, yes or no? And then I decide not to because I'm pretty sure it will hit the island and not hit him and just like waste my torpedoes. I fire a volley at max range. I mean, whether I hit or not, doesn't really matter that much. I get 4 hits. I do like 300 damage. There's the Kagero destroyer. He's getting shot at. There's torpedoes going at him. And he dies. He's going down. So we've got another destroyer down on the enemy team. Here we have some issues. There's the Fubuki and the Baltimore and the Pensacola, I think, over here. There's also a Sim to tier 7, the American viable cruiser. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. Looking at my health, this was more or less a suicide mission. Yes, I might be a tier 10, but even a tier 1 could kill me with, you know, I'm a destroyer, I'm on very low health. I really wanted to kill that Amagi in the middle because I knew killing the Amagi would be such a big help for the team. You know, killing a tier 8 battleship. I however decided with this help, it's a stupid idea. It's an open area, no islands to hide behind. So I decided to go and chase down the Sims, who is spotting for the enemy carriers, for the enemy battleships. So I decided to try and take out the Sims. I've got 2 frontal batteries, of course, so a low AP. First shot misses by far. Second shot, again, it's hard to hit destroyers at longer range. And then he gets taken out by one of our ships. I think it was, I'm not sure for what ship that was. I think it was a, oh, it's a Senjo. Okay, there we go. It's a Senjo. Or Senyo, I should say. So, right there is Amagi Fubuki. Here's a Baltimore to Pensacola, a tier 8 and tier 9 American cruisers on full health. What I do, I pop smoke, disable my flak batteries, and launch 2 torpedo spreads at them. About 6 kilometers away, pretty good, pretty much in range. And I did not expect to happen what happened next. His secondary batteries are opening up. He probably has that upgrade or one of the abilities on the commanders that allows for 20% more range, which turns 5 kilometers into 6 kilometers. And here was like, oh, this guy's dead. So they basically just lose a tier 9 cruiser in 2 seconds. Kaboom. He's gone 26,000 damage. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm pretty sure that I hit like his engine room or something. There's a Pensacola back there who is still in the path of those torpedoes. So it's still looking good for me for, you know, damage-wise. I've done a lot of damage already. I've killed three ships. And apparently it registered. I did 16,500 damage. I didn't think it hit him, but it did. And half a second later, somebody shoots a volley at him and takes him down. So they're now down 2 cruisers, and the teams have actually balanced in our favor. This is where shit went wrong. We need to capture. So I decided to turn around into the Amagi, mainly because we now have to capture Bravo. We have to do something. We have to win the battle. And that's the only way it's going to work if we capture something. Now, there's another destroyer back there at Benson trying to launch torpedoes and cap it. My torpedoes are almost reloaded, so I got about 10 seconds to turn into the Amagi. He knows clearly what I want to do. He fires a volley, he misses once, and the second volley just kills me. Now, I'm not gonna have you sit through the entire game that's left, because there's a good portion of the game left. Our Senjo is on like 140 health, but basically, we sadly enough our team loses. Mainly because of points, not even, you know, because of captures, and the score ends up about 540 to 900, or 540 for us and about 1,000 to them. The score itself, though, wasn't too bad. On a defeat, I got 365,000 credits. And that's not too bad, honestly. Let's see, when I got 2,000 experience, 5 planes shot down, 3 ships destroyed, most experience earned by far, there. And the detailed report, the detailed report says, obviously, that I have done 78,000 damage with torpedoes and about 8,000 damage with my shells. Obviously, I'm a destroyer, so the shells can't really do that much damage. Whereas my torpedoes obviously can. So kind of a shame that I didn't manage to get, you know, didn't manage to get a win, because, you know, what would have happened to my credits received if I would have won that game. But still, killing the Pensacola, helping kill the Pensacola, helping kill an Amagi, basically, killing the Baltimore. This was a pretty good game. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao! You claim this love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered.